Picture this. It's New Year's Eve, 2006. Fireworks are popping, champagne is flowing, and somewhere in a quiet London office, a banker hits send on a wire transfer. $83 million zips across the Atlantic to the US Treasury. Boom, debt paid. But this wasn't for some fancy yacht or a bad investment. This was Britain finally settling the tab for World War II. 61 years after victory in Europe, the Brits were still coughing up cash to Uncle Sam. Was this the special relationship everyone talks about? Or was it a masterclass in how to win a war and bankrupt your ally in the process? Welcome to the channel, history buffs. Today, we're exposing the hidden financial bombshell that helped topple the British Empire. It's intriguing, it's shady, and yeah, it's a little entertaining, like watching a high-stakes poker game where one player has all the aces. Hit that like button if you're ready to uncover the truth, and subscribe for more untold tales. Let's dive in. First off, let's rewind to the glory days of the British Empire. In the 1930s, it was the biggest empire the world had ever seen, sprawling across a quarter of the globe, home to 500 million people. From India to Africa to the Caribbean, the sun literally never set on British soil. The pound sterling was the king of currencies, trading at about $5 to the dollar. Britain was like that rich uncle at family reunions, flashy, powerful, and seemingly unbreakable. But here's the plot twist. It was all a house of cards. The Great Depression had already forced Britain off the gold standard in 1931, and by 1939, when Hitler invaded Poland, the empire was stretched thin. War broke out, and Britain stood alone against the Nazis after France fell in 1940. They needed guns, planes, food, everything. But America, still neutral, playing hard to get. Enter the cash and carry policy. The US said, "Sure, we'll sell you stuff, but pay up front in gold or dollars and come pick it up yourself." No credit cards accepted. So Britain started shipping literal boatloads of gold across the Atlantic. Think Fort Knox on the high seas, dodging U-boats. By late 1940, they'd liquidated billions in assets, including selling off companies like American Viscose at fire sale prices. It was like pawning your grandma's jewelry to pay the rent. Now things get desperate. Winston Churchill, that bulldog of a prime minister, writes a secret letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt in December 1940. "We're broke, Frank," he basically says. "Our dollar credits are gone and we can't keep buying your toys." Churchill warned that without help, Britain might have to sue for peace with Hitler. Ouch, imagine the empire folding like a cheap suit. Roosevelt, ever the showman, comes up with a plan. But first, the US demands proof of Britain's poverty. "Open your books," they say. Britain complies, revealing they're flat broke. As a final humiliation, they force sell more assets to prove it. Then in March 1941, Congress passes the Lend-Lease Act. No more cash up front. America would lend supplies to Britain, like loaning your neighbor a lawnmower. Except this lawnmower was tanks, planes, and food worth $31.4 billion. That's over $400 billion today. Sounds generous, right? But hold on, this wasn't charity. Roosevelt called it lending a garden hose to a neighbor whose house is on fire. Cute analogy, but the fine print. Britain had to lease military bases to the US for 99 years, rent-free. Places like Newfoundland and the Caribbean became American outposts overnight. And the tech giveaway? The Tizard mission in 1940 handed over Britain's crown jewels. Radar tech, jet engine plans, even early atomic bomb secrets. All for free, to sweeten the deal. It's like giving away your secret family recipe just to borrow a cup of sugar. Lend-Lease was a lifeline. Over the war, America shipped everything from Spam to Sherman tanks. Britain got $31 billion in aid, which kept the factories humming and the troops fed. Without it, Britain might have collapsed in 1941. But here's the entertaining irony. While saving Britain from Hitler, it set the stage for economic domination by the US. Britain sent back reverse Lend-Lease, $6.8 billion in supplies and services, but it was peanuts compared to what they received, and a lot of the returned gear. The US just destroyed it, making repayment more symbolic than real. Fast forward to 1945, VE Day, celebrations in the streets. But then, bam, President Truman abruptly ends Lend-Lease in August. No more freebies. Britain, already war-torn with 55% of its economy geared toward destruction, faces a dollar gap. They can't afford imports, and colonies like India are pushing for independence, draining more cash. Enter the Anglo-American loan of 1946, $3.75 billion from the US, plus $1.19 billion from Canada, at 2% interest over 50 years. Sounds okay? Nope, strings attached. Britain had to make the pound convertible to dollars, opening the floodgates. In 1947, countries cashed in their sterling, sucking $1 billion from British reserves in weeks. Crisis mode, convertibility suspended, austerity bites hard. By 1949, the pound crashes 30% to $2.80. No more global reserve currency status. Colonies? Too expensive to hold. India goes independent in 1947, then the flood. Egypt, Ghana, Malaysia. Poof, empire shrinks. The loan propped up overseas bases temporarily, but the debt, totaling $7.5 billion repaid to the US, lingered like a bad hangover until that 2006 payment. So, was this the US bankrupting Britain? Not outright sabotage, but smart power play. Lend-Lease saved the world from fascism, but the bill accelerated the empire's fall. The untold part? How Britain gifted tech that powered America's post-war boom while paying the piper for decades. The special relationship, more like a pricey friendship with benefits. For one side, what do you think? Was it fair play or foul? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like if this blew your mind, and subscribe for more history deep dives. Thanks for watching. See you next time.